and this is from John Lott. And he said, with these handguns that can only be fired by those with a special watch costing upwards of $1,800, what is the impact of requiring this feature on poor people who want guns for protection? More generally, are you concerned about the hundreds of dollars required for fees and training here in Maryland and other states in obtaining a gun on poor people's ability to defend themselves?
Great question, and it is a big problem, especially for less wealthy people suddenly can't use their Second Amendment right because, that Armitex gun, which is one of the smart guns out of Germany, is $1,800, at least 3 times the price of a regular firearm. And if the fees really start getting in the way and the paperwork makes it so difficult for a person to, that needs to be vetted because there is a place where that becomes a real infringement. I agree. Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think there's 2 points coming out of that question. One, we go back to the mass production issue. If you want to reduce the cost of something, you have to get it into mass production, not a niche. This is basic economics. A niche system is going to keep the cost high. If you want to reduce the cost of that gun, you have to make it widely available and widely adopted. And I think the way to do that is to go back and sort of have some sort of mandate, state level, wherever you want. The other thing when it comes down to the costs, that's much less of a concern for me. I think that the basic political process will hash that out. All right, if a state ends up charging too much, they'll go back and forth. There'll be some organizing. People will come in there. They'll get them to lower the fees. It's not a money-making issue.
You don't care that a college student with a stalker, a real issue, a person violently after them, can't afford to go then and buy a firearm to protect herself? You don't care that suddenly she's priced out of the market?
I'm not concerned about that because I don't think that that's a major issue.
It is a major issue.
I don't think it is because I think that there's many other ways to deal with stalkers. One, and I think that for two, you're not going to price people out of the market that badly if you really need it. You don't price people a lot out of being able to drive cars for the most part.
$1,800 is a lot of money to a lot of people.
$1,800 is a lot for a smart gun right now that fills a niche market, not a mass-produced issue. And we're not even just talking about the smart gun. We're talking about registration fees right now. All right, people pay registration fees for cars.
Have mandates made other things cheaper? Cars and computers? No, it's the free market that again and again has made those cheaper.
No, it's incentivized the free market to make them cheaper by making them mass-produced technology. I'd go back to the car example.
Computers are incentivized?
I'm sorry.
iPhones,
the development of the internet was incentivized, which allowed there to be more useful.
Yeah, that's debated, and I'm not.
It was developed by the government. It was developed by the government.
Creation of it, and it got taken and turned into something else. And I didn't like that one,
but technology significantly reduced the cost.
Yeah,
that's exactly my point. It reduces the cost of the personal computer. Personal computer goes into every home. They become a much broader used commodity. The price drops significantly. Not only
right. They work so well in Russia. Yeah.
I think that's an argument which I think that's just insulting. To think that I'm arguing for any sort of
that's what you're arguing. You can have one
not.
Product from a patented company to make the same thing over and over again for everybody.
I'm not saying that at all.
That's what happens when you mandate.
No, I'm not saying that
over and over again.